here to cover Hell's Paradise. We can get right into it. What you guys think?
Good start, great start to a brand new series out for animated wise. Um, Honestly, I enjoyed it very much so, and I didn't feel like there was a lot cut out from the first episode, like some do for beginning of a new series.
So yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen took the whole first two chapters and mixed them up because Gojo wouldn't even been in the first episode.
hmm
But obviously they knew what type of character Gojo would be,
hmm
so they wanted to
I
get him in as
I
soon as possible.
I think we can see a lot of great things come from this, and a lot of good um, work. The animation was great. You know,
Yeah,
because
anime
it's
only fans are like people who
really
don't
good.
read manga or whatever have a great series look for the future,
hmm Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Definitely.
Action packed.
and they don't have to have too
For
much
sure.
of an investment because it's not going to be 127 chapters. So and how
hmm
long they take.
Yeah.
See, you were very excited for this.
Yeah, so I didn't realize it was actually coming out as soon as it was.
I thought it was late April.
So when I figured out that it was going to be out when it was, I was very excited. Um, Actually, we were waiting in the parking lot for T-Dub before we got food, and I told Daniel I was about to start watching it because, yeah, I just wanted to watch it. I would say that the first episode, in my opinion, didn't really disappoint. Um, then again, like I guess I read what they're doing right now, so I just kind of know how it's gonna go. I guess I could kind of understand maybe like a slowness to it, but I really feel like they just explained him very well. Like I didn't like personally, I didn't think it was slow or anything. I thought it was actually like a pretty good introduction to who he is. Um, and then when he does, I really did like the part at the end when he's like, "So do you want to see what ninjutsu is about or whatever?" And then he just lights up. I was kind of wondering how they're gonna make that like look like color wise, and he looks pretty
Yep, I was.
fucking
That's
dope
why I
when
just
he
put my hand
when he
up because
goes.
I wanted to add there. I'm glad they didn't go like when you think Demon Slayer, the flame effects for Goku. I'm glad they didn't go that route. I love
Yeah,
the pops of color that are in it. It really makes
yeah.
it feel. I don't know. It kind of makes the flame feel stronger in a way. But
It's
yeah, I thought
it's a
that I was
different
really
kind of
excited for
flame.
that.
It kind of makes it feel like otherworldly, which is kind of like what
Yeah,
the ninjutsu is supposed to be, because there's so few people in the world that can use it to that level. So when you see it, it's like, wow, this looks insane. Like, it's not just like the normal fire, because we see him get caught on fire how many times in that first episode.
Three
So
or four.
when we see him use his ninpo, the aesthetic blaze or whatever, it actually looks like he's doing something crazy, which
hmm
I think was a good thing they did there. Because they could have just made it look like normal fire, but that would have just been like, well, he could just catch himself on fire. That's pretty cool.
So yeah,
I
but
like
and
I
it
like how the
wasn't engulfing
details.
him too much. I thought that
mhm.
was good. How it
hmm
was kind of like you could tell that it was off coming off his body. It wasn't
It
like
was
just
it, it was a
wrapping
it
him.
was like a trailing blaze. It wasn't like a full engulfing. It was really neat to see that, and the attention paid to detail with the cut mark on his neck, where people have tried so many times to cut. That was pretty cool to see. You know,
Um,
and like it's like within like the first few minutes of the episode.
Yeah, I think the animation was really good for it. I think the one complaint I do have is with Siguri. I think her talking is kind of not the best for me, like the animation when she talks. But I think everything else is insane. The fighting was really smooth, which is good because we know what's going on in the next few episodes. So that's something to look forward to for us. I also think the voice actors, they chose some pretty good voice actors for all of the characters so far.
yeah, I think Gabby is pretty good.
Mhm.
Say T,
um,
that was one of your big things when we covered the first three volumes. You were wondering how they were going voice actor for it. Didn't know if it was going to be like a voice or how they were going to do it. I remember you worried about that. You might not remember. I just remember that being like we talked about that.
No, we did talk about that.
I do remember talking about it, but I don't remember in particular what I guess my worry was about. But I mean, usually when I watch anime, you guys know I usually watch the dub version. But I mean, I don't mind like listening to it the other way. I mean, I thought it was a good voice actor. I didn't really want like I guess now that I realize I didn't want like girl like not like a girly type voice. I guess.
Like a young voice.
Yeah, like a young voice that has like I guess some wear and tear to it.
You want it's experienced.
Yeah, a little bit of wear and tear to it.
Like he sounds experienced in his field.
Yeah, and yeah, I one thing I will have to say, I thought the intro was pretty killer too. To it, I was like, I think that's just kind of a common thing with newer animes. They usually knock the intro pretty out of the park.
I
But
like the intro
I thought
and
I thought
outro.
that was a really good one. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do on the island. I'm ready just to see like some of my favorite parts that I've read about and everything, and which I haven't even finished the series yet. But just from what I've read, I know that he goes dog mode a lot. I know a couple people go dog mode, and I'm ready to get it rolling. That's all I am about.
Okay, and with the first episode, I tried to watch it as if I didn't know what was gonna happen. Tried to, obviously
I couldn't.
you can't,
I just
but like I tried my hardest to like, oh, how would a new viewer see this? So then, if whoever watches this could see our recommendation on just the anime itself, and it's definitely one to start. If you like, honestly, if you like Jujutsu Kaisen, takes a darker turn like that does. Same with Hunter x Hunter later in it. Vinland Saga, it kind of goes down that path. So you like those series, how they go, and you're definitely like it.
And I like how they like drop in. I mean, obviously, I know that's how they kind of did it in the manga and everything, but drop in like little pieces for like the more he talked to Saguri about stuff, the more like stuff was uncovered about like because at first, wow, they were saying like talking about like how he wasn't like that terrible of a guy, or at least that's what she was saying. And the dude was like, "No, like, do you know who he is? Like, he's got Garo in the hollow."
Yeah,
and and when they did that like whole like montage, I thought that was some pretty cool moments in there.
In
and you
the
could see the contrasting views of his backstory too.
Yeah,
in the
There was the way
manga,
he thought it was and the way it actually
does it show her face that early on?
no,
Yeah, I thought it did.
no,
Even when
it
she
does not.
kisses him, I don't think it does. And
No, they don't
that
surf. That was one of my
part,
gripes.
and I knew they sold. I was like, oh, they spoiled with the intro because you see her face at the end of the intro, and then they showed it early. I guess, but
Probably just to get it out of the way. But
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing
definitely,
they showed
it
it early.
was kind of a
Yeah,
big
it's-
moment.
I
for
definitely
his character,
remember
though.
in the actual like manga. I feel like they went on for at least a
I think
book,
it
at
was like
least of not
volume. I
knowing
think it
her
was like
face.
volume 5.
Yeah, I didn't want to say like too many, but I know at least the first one.
Hey,
I
if
feel
I'm
like
wrong,
you
I'm
don't see
wrong.
her face.
I read it over a year ago, but
Mhm.
I know it was not this early. And if it
No,
was,
it was not.
I didn't think they even showed a glimpse because it was kind of like a build up to it. Because like you'd see flashbacks of him and her, and then he like when he finally like it was kind of like he remembered her face finally.
Well, a lot of it, man, I don't want to spoil because I don't know how far T-Dub is, but weren't they saying like the chief of like who he used to be with is a manipulator in a way?
Yeah,
And so that was like up for question at one point whether or not, I think T-Dub knows what I'm talking about, whether or not she existed.
Yeah,
Because that is a thing, because
I think
character
they said
points it out.
something.
It might be that other the slime chick. I can't think of her name right now.
Her name
Yeah,
is
I think she talks
Yeah.
about how the leader's like a master manipulator.
I read
of
it
people.
the end of volume 3.
Yeah, you
It
left off on
might
volume
even be
3.
kind of early that she talks about it.
Yeah, I think
but
they
I-
talked about it in volume.
Yeah,
And I think that's why not remembering the face or you not seeing the face, it kind of gives credence. Like, oh, you could believe that maybe she
that's
doesn't
what.
exist.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I wonder how they're gonna do that then. That's kind of a.
I don't know. I
Well,
feel
they have another way of doing it because the chief is immortal, which he just like manipulates people into thinking he's immortal
mhm.
to like scare the
Yeah.
kids into following him. So they still have another way of like showing that he's a manipulator. So
Mhm.
I just hope they don't drop the ball. I hope this wasn't an overlook, like an oversight, and they have an actual idea. I would hope.
I
we'll
think
have
it's a
to
good
see in
thing
the
they
next
showed her face
episode.
early.
What's that?
Because it gives the watcher, if it's like your first time watching the show, it gives you like an idea of who the real Gabimaru is before like anything even happens. Because now you realize like, okay, this dude actually has a reason to fight because he remembers his wife, he loves his wife, you know. Instead of
Him
going
trying to figure
on
it out.
forever, you're on the island and you're still thinking, okay, this dude doesn't know why he wants to still be alive, but he knows
Well-
he's trying not to die. And
You say, well, it the way they portrayed it before you remember the face is I took it as he like if because it could have been like if she really existed. It was he knew like in his heart that she existed, and that's
this
why
is
he was
more like
fighting.
my whole thing is it's more like you see that her face has the burn on it, so now you understand like he can see past like character flaws, like he can see people for who they really are instead of like, you know, oh, you got a burn on your face, you aren't normal or whatever.
Yeah, because she says like you're the first man that was like not like repulsed by the fact that I had the
Yeah.
burn on my face.
Which I think can draw like the anime watchers into like a stronger bond with Gabimaru instead of just like, oh, he has a wife, you know.
Yeah.
How many other characters do we know have a wife, right? Instead of just having a wife, it's like, okay, Gabimaru actually cares about this person. He doesn't just care about how they look, he actually cares about like the person.
No, I get where you're coming from. Sure. That I hope that they have a plan with it. Like I said, like what you're saying. I hope they thought this through. But if they didn't, then it's not a major
I
part
think
that
it's
they
gonna be
can.
fine.
It is major, but like in the grand scheme of the whole story, if they mess up this one thing, I'm not stressing. But yeah, I think that's all we can really talk about episode 1. Okay, I will put a
Is it an every
spoiler
week
note
thing?
when we start
It
talking
is
about
an every
spoilers.
week.
Yeah, it should be weekly. Normally
And
anime does it. Hopefully,
upcoming here
Mappa doesn't do
soon.
12 episodes; they do 24.
That'd be good. But
You never know.
upcoming here soon, we got Demon Slayer coming out again, new season. Finally.
Yeah, T. I hope they don't break it into 3 episodes. Do it just wait to watch. Everybody has watched a month ago. That'd be stupid. I don't know what they're trying. I don't know what they'd be trying to do with that, but
Probably gonna be the case.
all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, comment down what you thought of it. I know a lot of people when we talk about the manga probably didn't pick it up or whatever, especially knowing that the anime was coming. Liked it. If you think you're gonna finish it, let us know.
I recommend reading it too.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a pretty good read.
they pick it up afterwards after you watch this season at least.
Definitely worth it.
Any last words from you guys?